And we're live. Welcome to another episode of The Brown Voice. My name is Aditya and
I'm Jahnu.
and today we've got two special guests for episode 5 of our podcast.
Hi, I'm Pravin.
I'm Shubham. It's an honor to be here.
Thank you so much for being on our podcast. It's been a long time. It's been a month, but we've been busy with college apps. We've been grinding them out, and we're finally back with another banger. Make sure to go and check out the previous 4 episodes. We've had some great conversations, and let's get straight into the conversation. All right, let's get started. I mean, let's just go straight into the high school experience. Do you guys think high school has been worth it for you? I mean, I know, especially.
What kind of question is that? The high
Okay,
school's been worth it.
it's a valid question, okay? Because
You ask me this like we have a choice.
I mean, has it been? Do you think the experience has been worthwhile? Like, do you think that you have gained something out of high school?
All right, I'll take that one first. Here's real talk, okay? Middle school was not the best for me, okay? But then I entered high school and I got to learn a lot. I had the chance to grow as a person, okay? I got to meet a lot of new people, and honestly, that was the best part of it. Learning aside, meeting new people, and maintaining these lifelong friendships that I'm sure will follow was probably the best part of high school, easily.
Probably
Yeah,
you want to
kind
answer.
kind of same for me. Like in middle school, was like okay. Like it was like slowly like it just got like consistently getting worse. But then like once I entered high school, like I started expanding my group, talking to more people, and yeah, so far everything's been going good.
That's cool. That's cool. Are you gonna ask something for that?
Why do you think middle school was such a bad experience for you? Actually, I think middle school was actually kind of fun for me before I
Pers-
left.
Personally, for me, the main reason was because when I moved to Minnesota and when I came back, I was supposed to go to Warm Springs, which was like 2 minutes away from my house. But then, because I moved from Minnesota, I overloaded to Mattis, and then like I made like my entire group in Mattis. Then when I moved to Horner, I didn't know anybody, so it was like a fresh restart. So yeah.
Yeah, I had the exact same experience as Pravin, except I got overloaded to a different school. So you guys may not already know this, but I actually lived in India.
Hey, same. We're twins.
And I moved here in 2015, and I live pretty close to Hirsch. I was supposed to go there, but I got overloaded to the school. Most people don't even know it. It's called Azaveda, and I had to take 2 buses to get there every morning and bike a mile. So that was the crazy part. And I formed a lot of new friends there, but then I moved to Horner, and that was a really fast transition in terms of academics. And I didn't know anyone either, so I just felt really lost, and it was a tough 2 years for me.
Wait. So you took two buses and then biked to get to your elementary school?
Okay, I actually switched up the order. So I biked to Hirsch every single morning. I took a bus to Blake Howe Elementary, and then I took another bus that went to Azaveda.
And how old were you doing this? Like 12,
I,
13?
I was 12. I was
Damn,
11.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, I respect that.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I think a lot of guys have the same experience as you two because I mean they move from a new place when once you settle down and you get to know some people. I know it gets a lot better. So I think that's why you're saying that high school has been a lot better. You've gotten to settle down, you've gotten to know a lot of people, and you form these new connections. So I mean, throughout high school, these 4 years, you've had a ton of courses. So do you think these courses have helped expand your academic knowledge? And even more importantly, have you chosen a career option for you guys that you think is viable for the future?
Yeah, okay, so I'll take that one. I think high school is different for everyone because you grow by excelling in the courses you choose. Basically, you take 6 classes every year, right? But then not all of them are helpful, not all of them cater to your interests. So I think it really comes to narrowing it down to what really inspires you and then focusing on that. Personally, for me, it's business and economics. So, as a student at Irvington, the courses were kind of limited. They don't even offer an economics course. So that's something that I had to study independently, as well as, join a lot of these business clubs, DECA, BLA, as well as start a few of my own and become part of this entire community that's going to help me in my future when it comes to business. But with the other classes, I wouldn't say they're really helpful when it comes to business, but they were pretty interesting to learn regardless.
I think high school, the main goal of high school should be just following your interests, like whatever that may be, whether that's an inclination towards, like you said, business, whether that's biology, technology. It's just following those interests inside and outside the classroom, and whatever sticks. you just follow that through into college. And I think many people are caught up on, which one is going to pay the most, or which one is going to, get me the most fame, or which one is, I don't know. There are multiple reasons as to why people would want to choose a major, but I think the primary factor that should be motivating you is what you like, and what you're inclined to. And for you, I think it's great that you're choosing business and economics. So I think that's great. Pravin, do you want to add on to that, or?
Uh, like another thing is like when people like want to like go for like a certain career path. I feel like maybe it's just Irvington, but like personally, I feel like Irvington kind of like screws some kids over and like doesn't give them the classes they want. So
Dude, a
then
lot. That happens a lot. That happened to me a lot.
yeah, like they just like keep screwing you over, and then you eventually have to like self study to like actually like do the thing you want, and then when you like actually go to high school, like you're not learning anything that's like towards your major.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Shubham, I have a question for you. So, from one India, liver to another, how was your experience in India overall, especially like compared to when you moved back? How do you feel like, like how did things change for you when you moved here?
Yeah, okay. So my experience in India was incredible. Okay, like I
Wait,
studied.
where'd you live again in India
Um,
specifically?
I lived in Mumbai.
Okay, I lived in Bangalore, so.
Mhm. Um, yeah. So my experience in India was, I'd say, fantastic. I went to an international school there, so right away, I was kind of accustomed to that environment because I grew up here and then moved. So basically, I was born here in Los Angeles, and then when I was 5, I moved to India. So it wasn't really that big of a deal to me. I adjusted to things pretty fast. But then moving here kind of disappointed me a little because in India, you get to hang out with your friends every single day after school. People are always down to do stuff. And here it's like everyone's locked up in their houses. They go out maybe on the weekends. And I don't know, the learning environment was just different here.
I think it's kind of interesting. So I have a different experience because I actually moved when I was much older. Right? I moved when I was like 14, so I think it was way harder for me to adjust there. So I went to an international school too, but okay, my school was way like shittier in general, and like there are like people like doing drugs in school and stuff. But like I feel like I think since I moved so late when I was already like so old, I couldn't really adjust because you were 5, so it's probably you probably didn't really know anything anyway, right? So it's probably hella easy for you to make friends and stuff. So I guess it's the age gap that made the big difference. And when did you move back? What year? How
I
old were
moved
you?
here. I was 11 when I moved here. And another thing I
11.
wanted to
Okay.
discuss was how inclusive the environment was in India. Because in an international school, I grew up in a very small class size. It was like 50
Hmm.
students in the whole class of like first graders when I moved there, right? And then I grew up with that like exact same class from
Hmm.
first to fifth grade. So everyone knew each other, and that was kind of the environment I was familiar with, right? Like
Yeah, that's
everyone was
nice. Yeah.
graded on, yeah, everyone was graded on this collaborative effort. And then I moved here, and it just felt like no one else cares about you, and you're kind of on your own. So it
Hmm.
was a very different. It was definitely a change of pace for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, obviously the class sizes here are huge. They're like 35 per like class, and then like teachers don't pay attention to you as much. So that's one good thing about India. I feel like you get more like student teacher focus overall.
Yeah, that's a huge part of learning, right? I mean, like individualized, personalized teaching. I mean, I think that we kind of lack that in America, right? Because they sort of group kids randomly into these courses, and sort of that one-to-one teacher connection is not really seen that often because you're just learning as a group, and you sort of have to figure things out as you go. And I think that at some level, that connection to learning is lost. And I mean, sure, it forces kids to be more independent and learn stuff by themselves, but there's also that sort of that human side of teaching that is lost, and that teacher to student connection that is sometimes lost. So that's also pretty important, I feel like. And you want to go ahead, John, and ask a question?
Uh, so how's the pandemic affected your overall like high school experience? It's the last 1.5 years approximately.
I would say personally like the pandemic actually like helped me a lot because before the pandemic I was like kind of just like I didn't care about like myself personally like at all, and then like I didn't care about like my physical health, or like I didn't really like hang out with my friends as much, but like because of the pandemic I was able to like find new friends, talk to more people, and like work on myself mostly.
You
Yeah,
hit the
so
gym. You start hitting the gym.
Yeah. Yep,
Nice.
like 3 months ago.
all right. So
Actually, wait, no,
as I
more
was
than
saying,
that.
I had a very similar experience as Pravin. I used the pandemic as an opportunity to engage in self growth because I didn't really talk to people. So like Pravin, I started talking to people, which is kind of ironic considering you're all spaced out, yeah, at your own homes. But yeah, so I started taking care of my body. I started trying out new things. I dyed my hair for the first time. I got piercings. Yeah, so I tried these things because I knew that no one would judge me. And it turns out that you know I could have done those things even in person, but the pandemic really gave me that confidence to try out these new things and really better myself in the process.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people felt like they lost themselves in the pandemic, so it's nice, when you guys actually like made something of yourself through it.
Yeah, I think.
How was the pandemic for
For
you,
Aditya, for
Jahnu?
example, he like completely
Uh,
lost himself. He slept all
no,
day, ate all day.
no, no, you're not. You are not answering this question for me. I mean, sure. I mean, I might have lost myself physically, but mentally, I'm as sharp as ever. You know,
Sure he is.
Okay, well, if we're talking about like the pandemic, I actually
Alright,
think that it
let's hear
really
this.
helped me academically and as a student because number
Because
one,
he cheated all his tests.
stop, bro. Let me answer the question, okay? This is about me, okay? When you're gonna answer this,
You're not
I'm
cutting this
not
part
cutting this
out.
part
You're
out
not cutting this
because
part out.
I have the right to answer this question. But going back to the topic at hand, okay? During the pandemic, before the pandemic, I was pretty lost as to what I liked as a student and what I wanted to do with myself as a, in the future as a career, what I wanted to pursue. And through the pandemic, I started, engaging more time in, technology, coding, and CS in general. And I feel like engaging more with the subject through projects, whether that be cybersecurity, gaming, whether that be building small video games here and there, or contributing to open source projects. I feel like that really helped me, gain a deeper understanding for the subject and really understand, like this is what I want to do in the future, and like this is what I want to pursue. So like academically, sure, I think it did help me because obviously I think all of us can agree that courses were significantly easier through the pandemic, but also as a person, I think it also opened up avenues for me to explore that I don't think I would have, considering the stress of a in-person school year, right? So I think that's also pretty important.
Oh, for me, it was pretty okay. I mean, the first like 3 months were pretty chill, because we had a long summer and I was just sleeping all day, having fun, playing outside because it's pretty chill. And then when junior year hit, I had AP Chem, and so I was just kind of effed up. Uh, yeah, that pretty much ruined my junior year because Lee. I mean, I think that's all I need to say. Right? We've already talked about this in the previous podcast. Lee's
Yeah, I
interesting
mean,
guy, and he's toned down a lot now. Out there, you know that someone put a gun to his head and made him like calm down, but
yeah,
last year he was, yeah, he was pretty bad. There's like a video of me like circulating where he like yells, he
I have the
violates
video.
me.
I acquired the video that you're trying to
Yeah,
like.
it's a interesting video. Yeah. Otherwise, it wasn't too bad. I think most of my other classes were pretty chill. Just Chem that was, pain in the ass.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Next question. I mean, as Irvington as a school, how well do you think it has supported your interest, whether through clubs, academic offerings, or just overall? How well has Irvington done that?
I mean, I personally like I said earlier, like I got completely screwed over by Irvington. Like Irvington did a really shit job for me. Like I had to like go on my own to see what like I really wanted to do. But
Hey, bro,
like
trust. This is the experience for everyone. It's not just you. Trust.
yeah, but like yeah, for me Irvington was a really bad experience. Other than like the people, but like if we're talking about like learning wise, Irvington was really bad. But yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, what was the
I
question again?
I mean, how well has
How do you
Irvington
think?
supported your interests? I mean, academically
Mm.
through like clubs, extracurricular stuff, and courses. I mean, I know it's pretty bad, but I just wanted to get your guys' perspectives on it.
Yeah, so academically, it hasn't really done much to cater to my interests and well, pertaining to business, right? But I feel like you can't get too bent on that because high school is whatever you make it out to be. So you kind of have to find these extracurricular activities that interest you and that will support you in your future. So yeah, academically, Irvington did not support me at all, but it did have a lot of extracurricular activities that I thoroughly enjoyed.
So, okay, do you guys have both have siblings by any chance?
Yeah, I have a brother. Probably
So one day in the future, if you were like they're about to go to high school, would you recommend them to go to Irvington, or would you like advise them to go to a different school for high school?
Um,
definitely, I would definitely advise them to go to a different school that's more funded, that has a
Same,
lot more
same.
resources for them to pursue, whatever it is that they like.
Private school's the move. Private school's definitely the move for high school.
I would agree. Yeah, I mean, like, no disrespect to Irvington. I'm
No,
sure
full disrespect. No, no. What do you
yeah,
mean no
full
No,
disrespect?
okay,
disrespect.
okay. No, somebody from the school is gonna be watching this, and they're gonna expose us. But
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
all due fine. You know what? I'll change that. All due respect to Irvington, they have done a pretty bad job overall at catering to students' needs. Like y'all, I'm sure all of you went to homecoming, right? Even though I did. Yeah,
I didn't
you
go.
guys get like
I
laughed
didn't
at or
because I never
something?
take
Yeah.
it.
Did you guys get
Did they like?
laughed
Did they
at?
like let not people come after like 8 o'clock or
Yeah,
something? That was pretty. That's
Yeah,
pretty cruel.
yeah. I
It
mean,
was.
like I don't know.
Yeah,
Sometimes it
Irvington
just
in general, just everything like just all around Irvington just sucks. Like social events, clubs, and I mean like everything
okay.
in general. They just don't.
I feel like
Yeah,
at times it gets to the point where like it feels like they don't care about the students when like I feel like they actually can do things. Like they spent like something like $1 million on
on
clocks.
clocks. Yeah, what
But they
the?
could have fixed other stuff. Like I mean,
yeah,
They could have used that for AP Bio funding in 10th grade. Remember? That's why they cut the bio
yeah, like
funding.
they could have done that. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's the district, it's the school, but I do feel like there has been a startling gap that Irvington has shown that they're not willing to engage us in some courses that might help us in the future, and I feel like that's definitely disappointing. So I'd agree with Shubham in saying that for my younger brother, I mean I would definitely recommend him to go somewhere else where he can pursue more a diverse portfolio of opportunities. I mean I think Jahnu feels the same as well,
Hmm.
and
Definitely.
I mean, even though Pravin, I know you don't have a younger sibling,
yeah,
I think you would
yeah.
feel the
Yeah.
same as
My,
well.
Oh,
my
you're an
my
only
older
child.
sister.
Oh, you're
No, no,
only
my
okay.
older
Understood.
sister went to Irvington. Not a good experience either. So
Damn, she didn't
So
tell you how to
okay,
change, bro.
wait. So your parents
Damn.
willingly put you in Irvington, even though your
Dude,
sister has.
aren't you rich, bro? You could like easily go
the
to a private
reason
school.
the reason why I stayed in Irvington is because I made like a lot of friends in like middle school, right? So like I didn't want to like leave that friend group like I did in elementary school and have like a fresh restart at a new high school.
Yeah,
Dude,
So
you should
that's
just
why I
pay for their
stayed.
like transfers. Dude. Your parents like
Yeah,
just
I know. I
pay.
should pay for that too. You're so right.
Just
I
go
mean,
use a Tesla too.
yeah, I mean, this goes back to what we started talking about, right? I mean, the feeling of I mean, loneliness that you get when leaving one school from another. I mean, is that worth more academic offerings? I mean, that's for each family to decide. So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think one of the we're getting to the end of our podcast here, but out of a 10, how would you guys rate your high school experience? I mean,
And also, how has your high school experience, specifically from Irvington, made you like more like looking more forward to college,
yeah, how is it prepared you for college? I would say,
and also encourage you like to kind of leave and go to that new environment of college.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
for
Johnny,
that
you can
one,
start.
um, oh, John, did you want to go
I
first?
mean, if
Jo-
you anybody
No,
can
Shubham. He meant Shubham.
go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I feel like high school hasn't prepared me for college, but I still am prepared for college, on my own terms. Like this is the work that I put in my extracurricular activities, social activities, as well as school. Right. I feel like it doesn't really matter what high school you go to. It's really the effort you put in to get prepared for college.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, personally, like, I don't think it's just Irvington. I'm pretty sure like a lot of high schools don't like prepare their students for college that well. So like, I feel like it's something you have to go out of your own initiative to like prepare yourself for college. Yeah.
How are your like apps and stuff going? It's coming up, and early actions on Monday too. You guys ready for that?
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually not even applying early action anywhere because I plan on going in state, but I will be applying regular decision at several out of state schools.
Yeah.
That
Can we keep like count tracker like on the side or something? The amount of times you said in this podcast is insane.
Yeah.
yeah,
You'll get
I
hella
think
views
I'm
if you
gonna
make
change
it.
it
Yeah.
to you dig. I mean, that's
I
Nah,
think
nah,
one.
nah. That
Yeah,
sounds
I think
lit.
one thing that is good about Arlington is like the amount of research like projects they give, like all these benchmarks like questions stuff. I feel like in a way that's not like a bad idea because other schools don't do that. Maybe that would actually like help us in college for
John, are
like
you telling me
research.
that you actually learned something from Quest? Come
Okay,
on.
we don't, but we do a lot of research for it regard. Like we're forced to do research for it, right? And maybe that
Yeah.
could help us in the
Okay.
future.
Speaking of Quest, like, what do you guys think about that? Like Quest, Whip, Change. You think those are actually useful? Do you think they're? I mean, you think they provide you with any skills? I mean, obviously, I think one of them, one benchmark project, maybe at the end of your high school career is important, but three of them, you think that's necessary?
I think the idea is good. The execution is extremely poor. Like
It is that's very true.
source checks are extremely redundant. Okay, I think we've probably written 10 source checks to date, and I don't see the point in repeating that process over and over when high school students are definitely eligible. Um, yeah, they definitely know how to pick out their own sources. You know, they don't need to write a whole analysis of the source to figure that out by themselves. Maybe like one or two freshman year in the change project is fine, but after that, Whip and Quest, the projects are fine themselves, but then all the writing component, not so much.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I feel like if they like and a detail, like I feel like if they just did like one year long project, that would have been like fine to like end high school. But like the fact that they do this like every year instead of like junior year, I feel like that's just like super unnecessary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially like right now we're hella busy with our apps and stuff too, and they're and like classes too, and they're like just putting more pressure. Like we have another source check. Like we just had a source check due this week, and there's like another one doing like another week and a half. It's pissing me
Yeah.
Yeah.
off.
I mean,
It's
I guess
rough.
that's what Irvington is. I guess. I mean, you gotta deal with it, bro. I mean, they're
Such is
life is not
life.
they're not gonna change it. But I mean, I think this has been a great conversation, guys. I mean, I think the viewers are gonna get a great insight into how seniors feel about high school and what the high school experience is like in Irvington. From different points of views, and I think we've had a very open conversation here. I mean, is there anything you guys want to say to close things off?
Uh, nah, not really. All I know is that Shrieker and Shom really want to get on this podcast, so like I
Yeah,
feel like they should be your next guest.
yeah. So, to all our viewers, we're definitely gonna keep up with these, interviews with our fellow classmates and friends in high school. But we're
So
also
we can have
gonna
more people violating Irvington, basically.
exactly we're gonna get more.
Yeah,
We're gonna get
we love
more
to see it.
inside digs on Irvington. But also, we also want to talk to people
Dicks.
in the career field. So stay tuned for our next episode of the podcast. We're likely going to be talking to someone who's in a different career field, similar to what we did last episode with Dr. Nirav Pandya. So we're likely going to be doing that, but we'll keep up with this format with guys like Shubham and Pravin coming on our podcast and talking about random stuff, because it's super fun for us as well. All right, thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thank you for coming on our
Thank,
podcast too today
thank you
and
for our podcast.
talking.
Make sure to
Thank you
like,
for having us.
yeah. Thank you
No, you're
again.
giving us Tesla for this.
No,
Free Teslas,
okay, this kid Pravin though, he is like, bro, you gotta
loaded
stop
to the
flexing in
teeth.
school, bro. You gotta stop flexing,
No,
bro.
look at what he's wearing
What?
right now. It looks like he's wearing like a velvet hoodie or something. He's
Bro,
No,
he's
this
wearing
is
a
the
Bass bro. Come
this
on,
is
man.
the most Costco hoodie to exist.
that's cap. That's cap.
That's cat, bro. That's cat, bro.
It's probably from
That's got a
Versace.
cushioning inside the hood.
No,
Come
yeah,
It's
on,
yeah,
like
definitely
Armani or
Versace.
something
Yo,
for sure.
come on, man.
yo.
All right. Anyways, thank you guys for coming on. Make sure to go and check them out. Links in the description, and that's about it. I mean, thank you guys for watching. Peace out.